Coming up on Citrus TV News Live at 6, a shooting at an elementary school in South Carolina left a teacher and 2 students injured.
And the Senate and the House of Representatives voted to override President Obama's veto on legislation involving 9/11 victims.
And world leaders react to the passing of a former Israeli president.
From the Citrus TV studios, this is Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Good evening and welcome to Citrus TV News Live at 6. I'm Meghan Mistry.
And I'm Nick Papantonis. We have some breaking news to start the hour. There's been a shooting at a school in South Carolina.
A gunman opened fire in a South Carolina elementary school early this afternoon.
2 students and a teacher were shot in the attack. 1 child was airlifted to a nearby hospital.
The gunman is a teenage man and is currently in custody. Concerned parents and family members traveled to the school after the shooting.
I just pray for their families. I pray for those kids. I thank God it wasn't mine, but I feel so bad for them. And I'm just going to pray that they're okay. And I don't know if they were my daughter's classmates or if they're somebody I knew. I don't know. I just feel so bad.
A spokesperson from the Med Health Center said an airlifted child is in stable condition. The Brueggers Bagel Shop on South Crouse Avenue is closing its doors for good on Friday. The popular chain confirmed the closure to Citrus TV News. However, they would not tell us the reason for it. Flower City Bagels is the company that owns and operates the Brueggers chain. It filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in March.
And the Carrier Dome may be getting a new name. Bloomberg News is reporting that SU Athletics is asking Carrier for more money if the company wants to keep the naming rights. Carrier first bought the rights in 1979 for a one-time donation of nearly $3 million. Renovations on the roof of the dome will begin this summer.
Mental Health Awareness Week is right around the corner, and the Office of Health Promotion is introducing something new, a mental health peer education program. It's made up of Syracuse student volunteers and led by a health promotion specialist. The group hopes to raise awareness about mental health and stop the stigma surrounding the issue. 5 people are facing charges after a fight near Corcoran High School. Police say 1 man threw a rock at a police car, denting the fender. An 18-year-old and 4 underage teenagers are also being charged. Officials say students were fighting and more than 50 people were in that crowd. Police are asking anyone who saw their fight to call the tip line.
Welch Allen, a medical equipment factory located in Skaneateles, plans to add 100 jobs. The company is already one of Central New York's largest employers. Governor Andrew Cuomo announced the state will also be giving the company $12 million in incentives. There was fear that the company would lose jobs after being bought by Hillrom Holdings in September. And 2 Syracuse teenagers are facing charges for stealing a teacher's car. The teacher at Henninger High School reported the car missing yesterday afternoon. Police say an officer stopped the car at Teal and Burnett Avenues and found a 13-year-old and a 14-year-old inside. Officials say they're not sure how the teens got the car keys. The charges include 4th-degree grand larceny.
Coming up on President Obama's veto is overruled for the first time in his presidency.
And world leaders react to the passing of Shimon Peres after the break.
Today, Syracuse students saw temperatures soaring into the high 60s, low 70s, but find out when this nice weather is finally going to turn in my full weather forecast coming up.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Come on, it's not that hard.
My big man fingers are having a problem with these little tiny buttons.
Whoa, watch it there. Your blood pressure's gonna go through the roof.
Tell me about it. I'm trying to learn how to get it down. Instead, it keeps going up.
High blood pressure can increase the risk for heart attack or stroke. Learn how to keep yours at a healthy range.
Ever hear of voice command? Just say text barbershop to 97779.
That's not what I said.
Just give me that. Now my blood pressure's up.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
It's the first time this has happened in his presidency. Congress voted today to override a veto by President Obama. The Justice Against Sponsors of Terrorism Act allows families of those killed during 9/11 to sue Saudi Arabia for any role in the terrorist attack.
New York's Senator Chuck Schumer said the bill is near and dear to his heart and will allow victims of 9/11 to seek a small amount of justice and pursue foreign sponsors of that attack.
A black man was shot and killed last night on the streets of San Diego. According to police, the man was acting strange and walking into traffic.
Police responded to a call from the man's sister. When they arrived, the man allegedly wouldn't follow orders.
Police say it was not clear if the man was armed. The shooting sparked protests in the area.
This is an issue in the system, and we have got to stop just doing the initial steps. We need legislation to let police know that if they hold misconduct, they have to pay the price.
It has not been reported if a firearm was found at the scene.
Wells Fargo's board is punishing its CEO in the wake of its scandal. The board is rescinding $41 million from John Stumpf. This is after a congressional hearing about the bank's sales tactics.
Wells Fargo opened more than 2 million accounts with false information. The board also revoked pay for the bank's former retail banking head.
The U.S. and Iraq have agreed on a plan that could send 500 troops to the Middle Eastern country. The new troops would help Iraqi forces take back Mosul from ISIS.
U.S. troops are there to train Iraqi soldiers and advise on the Mosul campaign. According to officials, this is expected to be the last group of troops sent to Iraq.
A man who spent a week at sea in a life raft was rescued by the Coast Guard Tuesday morning. Nathan Carman arrived safely to Boston Harbor yesterday and was debriefed by the local Coast Guard.
His mother, Linda Carman, is missing and presumed dead. Nathan and his mother disappeared on September 18th from Point Judith, Rhode Island.
In 2013, Linda Carman's father, that's Nathan's grandfather, was found shot dead in his Connecticut home. Nathan was a prime suspect in that case. However, it's still unsolved.
FBI Director James Comey spoke at a House Judiciary Committee hearing. He hoped to straighten out ideas surrounding the Clinton email investigation.
Comey wanted to make it clear that the FBI was not favoring Clinton during the investigation. His comments come after many House Republicans were not satisfied with his decision to not prosecute Clinton. A Dutch-led investigative group has concluded that MH17 was brought down by a missile from the rebel side. Investigators determined the cause of the Malaysia Airlines flight crash using witness accounts and social media evidence.
The group says the Russian launcher was in Ukraine rebel territory when the missile was aimed at the plane. The launcher was then brought back across the border after the disaster.
By now there are 100 persons who in one way or another can be linked to the crash of MH17 or the transport of the buck.
These findings erase any ideas that the plane was brought down by another aircraft or that it was an accident.
The death of a former Israeli Prime Minister, Shimon Peres, has sent shockwaves throughout the political world. President Obama's and Pope Francis and Prince Charles will all travel to Israel on Friday to attend his funeral.
Perez was hailed by his son for working tirelessly as, quote, one of the founding fathers of the State of Israel. Perez was also a recipient of the 1994 Nobel Peace Prize for his talks with Palestinians. His death marks the loss of one of the last politicians present during the birth of Israel.
A giant of history, a founding father of Israel, and a true warrior for peace.
Shimon devoted his life to our nation and to the pursuit of peace.
People hiking an Indonesian volcano yesterday are still unaccounted for. The volcano erupted around 3 p.m. yesterday, trapping many tourists on its slopes. Over 350 individuals were scheduled to visit the mountain yesterday. No injuries have been reported thus far. Mount Brueggers was classified as a baby volcano that sits on the crater of a larger mountain. Well, it's starting to feel more like fall every day.
Lindsay's here to tell us what to expect for temperatures this week.
Well, you're right, Nick. It's definitely starting to feel more like fall, and today definitely showed that. Today we felt temperatures in the high 60s into the low 70s. Temperatures are pretty mild, but there was a lot of wind today, which will definitely account for the rain we might see tomorrow. Now, as we take a closer look at current temperatures across our region, we can see that most temperatures are in the high 60s. As we get a little bit more towards the west, we can see temperatures even more in the mid-70s even right now, but most of all pretty consistent at around mid-60s throughout the day. As we take a closer peek at our radar, we can see the temperatures, although there's a little patch of green up in the corner at the moment, but that won't affect us quite yet, but it will affect us later this evening. As we take a look at our regional radar map, we can see there's a lot of precipitation up and down the east coast. This precipitation will be moving up into Syracuse later this evening and into tomorrow, which we will definitely see when we wake up tomorrow. Now tonight what you can expect is temperatures in the mid-50s, a lot of precipitation. There's a 60% chance of rain, so make sure if you're leaving your house tonight, make sure to grab that rain jacket because it's probably going to rain, as well as humidity is really extremely high at around 74%. Now with humidity this high, there's a few reasons, but mostly there will be precipitation and the environment is just a lot of water in the atmosphere. Now, as we look at Thursday's forecast, we can see temperatures will be in the mid-60s at around 64 degrees as the high. It will be raining throughout the day, but predominantly in the afternoon. 70% chance of rain, and again, humidity will be extremely high at around 77%. As we take a closer look at tomorrow's forecast, when you wake up, temperatures will be high in the 50s, around 58 degrees, so make sure to grab that sweatshirt before heading out to class. Around the afternoon, temperatures will be around 64 degrees. By 6 p.m. for dinner, it's going to go back down to 53 degrees. So again, make sure to have that sweatshirt with you and bundle up. Again, it's going to be raining throughout the day, so make sure to carry that umbrella. Throughout the day, we'll see about approximately 1/4 inch of rain. So again, just be prepared. It's going to be a wet one. Now, as we look at temperatures for the next 7 days, as Nick mentioned, temperatures are definitely starting to feel more like fall. Although it's pretty consistent up this upcoming week, temperatures will be in the mid-60s, peaking in the 70s late this weekend, even into early next week. But again, temperatures are starting to gradually dip into our normal high 50s, mid-60s temperature for early October. Now, as we look at our 5-day forecast, we can see tomorrow it's going to rain at around 70%, and the high will be 64 and the low will be 53 degrees that evening. Friday, it's a 50% chance at around 65 degrees, with the low being 51 degrees. Now, as we look at Saturday, we can see that temperatures will be around 68 degrees during the day, and again, more rain. 56 degrees as the low. And as we look, Sunday will be a high of 72 degrees, 60% chance of rain, with the low again 54. And finally, Monday will still be raining, so it's just going to be a lot of precipitation this weekend.
Tripping and sliding everywhere and outside on the sidewalks. Now, have we seen the last of those 80-degree temperatures?
I think for the most part we have. I think it's going to start being high 70s, maybe gracing 80, but for the most part, those warm days are far behind.
Okay, so you said it's going to rain through the weekend and on Monday. Are we going to see rain on Tuesday as well?
I think finally by Monday. There's only a 40% chance of Monday. Hopefully it won't even rain at all because it's so far in advance, and hopefully Syracuse will got its rain out of its system. So hopefully by Tuesday we'll finally see some sunshine and finally have some nice fall weather.
Thank you very much, Lindsay.
All right, well, coming up, the Pharma Bro Martin Shkreli is raising money for a good cause in an odd way.
And Vice President Joe Biden is set to take a guest starring role in a popular TV show. This is all after the break.
Look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
The first baby with DNA from 3 parents was born earlier this year. The news only broke today. Doctors say the baby is healthy. The last time doctors tried this procedure in the 1990s, some of the babies developed genetic disorders. The procedure involves implanting some DNA from a third person into the mother. This procedure is not legal in the United States.
23 million Aetna members will have the opportunity to own an Apple Watch at a discounted price. The health insurance company will also be giving it away for free to their 50,000 employees. Health apps for Apple devices are under development, and this will help remind users to take their medications, refill prescriptions, or contact their doctor. Tyson has recalled more than 132,000 pounds of chicken nuggets after receiving reports that plastic was found in some. The company said Tuesday that 5-pound bags of fully cooked panko chicken nuggets were sold at Costco, but only a small number of consumers contacted the company with the issue. They also said they're issuing out the recall out of an abundance of caution.
Martin Shkreli tweeted last night that he is giving the opportunity to slap him in the face to raise money for the death of a friend's son. The former CEO of Turing Pharmaceuticals was arrested last year for raising drug prices. Originally, Shkreli posted the listing on eBay Tuesday afternoon, but eBay removed the link, citing their policy against glorifying violence. Later Tuesday evening, the raffle appeared on crowdfunding site. A winner was picked earlier this afternoon.
And what do you know? Amy Schumer is now one of the most dangerous people on the internet. That's right, this morning Intel Security announced that a search for her hit show Inside Amy Schumer or her movie Trainwreck has a 16% chance of giving your computer a virus. Other names topping the list are Justin Bieber and Miley Cyrus, but don't let that stop you from seeing Amy Schumer this weekend in Syracuse. She'll be performing Saturday, October 1st at 8 p.m. in the On.
Tonight's episode of Law & Order will showcase a new TV star. It's Vice President Joe Biden. He'll make an appearance on the Special Victims Unit episode. Biden has been a spokesperson for the national It's On Us campaign, which advocates for an end to sexual violence. He credits Law & Order for bringing a shift in pop culture and bringing this issue to the forefront. Biden spoke about sexual violence at SU last year.
Orange football has a chance to win in the new Meadowlands for the first time in its history on Saturday. Hear how coaches and players from Syracuse and Notre Dame feel about New York's College Classic when we come back.
Got a quarter?
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Coming off its first road win since 2014 with Notre Dame on the horizon, Syracuse is excited. The Irish are off to their worst start since Brian Kelly took over as head coach 7 years ago. Despite that, SU is weary of its dangerous opponent.
Very explosive, very talented, especially at the quarterback position. Number 14, he's got a cannon. Really good receivers, definitely create some mismatches. Running backs run hard, so it's going to be a tough task on us this Saturday.
Okay, yeah, it's a big game, great opportunity, great team. So it's going to be fun. You wake up, you dream of games like this, but we have it this weekend. It's important because this is the game that we got this weekend. We're just going to focus on doing things we got to do to come out victorious.
One player missing from last night's player interviews was quarterback Eric Dungy. The sophomore was receiving treatment for an undisclosed injury. Dungy is coming off a career week against UConn, throwing for 407 yards and scoring 3 touchdowns. Head coach Dino Babers declined to comment on his quarterback's injury. Eric Dungy's new favorite wide receiver has opposing coaches worried. Senior transfer Amba Etatawo put up a program record 270 yards last week, along with 2 touchdowns. Notre Dame headman Brian Kelly noted his squad needs to pay special attention to the wide receiver.
Well, I mean, obviously, we've played great receivers in my time here, and he's one of the top receivers that we've gone against, and they all have different traits. I think his traits are his ability to go up and get the football. He's got a great catching radius. He's got outstanding speed. So another one of those great collegiate receivers that I think they do a great job at targeting him as well, getting him the football, including him in their passing game regardless of coverages, and does a great job reading routes on the way out there. In other words, there's a lot of route reading in his offense, and it allows him a lot of easy catches and ones that he can break open after the catch.
Well, it's all about offenses on Saturday, and CitrusTV will tell you all about every score between Syracuse and Notre Dame on Orange Press Pass. We have you covered at 5 o'clock live for post-game coverage of New York's College Classic on the Orange Television Network. And finally, some sad news today from South Beach. Today was the funeral for former Marlins pitcher Jose Fernandez. All of his teammates surrounded the hearse during the emotional procession. Fernandez was killed Sunday morning in a boating accident. He was 24 years old.
And so, sticking on that theme of baseball, back to the local teams though. The Mets and the Yankees, have either of them, I don't follow baseball, so have either of them clinched playoff spots, and could they?
Neither of them have clinched playoff spots yet. The Mets are in a much better chance to clinch one. They're leading the wild card race right now for the #1 spot, and they play the Marlins again tonight. Whereas the Yankees, they're in a bit of trouble right now. They haven't been looking good, and I don't think they can make the playoffs this year. That being said, they have a lot of good looks for the future, especially with their star catcher, Gary Sanchez. He's come out of the minor leagues, been absolutely phenomenal, setting rookie records in home runs and batting statistics. Absolutely great future for the Yankees, which for a Mets fan as myself, not so great when you're looking at the Subway Series.
Well, as a Red Sox fan, this year, short term, I'm happy. We'll be right back after this.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed.
I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it.
I just want my family to be safe.
But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
All right, Lindsay, so you've told us it's going to be raining for the next few days. Are we expecting a significant amount of rain, any amount that could cause any issues?
Well, tomorrow we're going to see approximately about 1/4 inch of rain, but it's just going to be just a lot of rain these next few days, so don't be surprised if there are some traffic delays, because it's definitely going to be pretty precipitous and going to have some issues out there.
All right, thank you.
At Yankee Stadium on Tuesday night, one man really dropped the ball, or should I say the ring.
Andrew Fox was on the Jumbotron of the Yankee-Red Sox game. He attempted to pull a ring out of his pocket to propose to his girlfriend, Heather Terwilliger. Before he was able to get down on one knee, Fox dropped the ring.
Fox and the fans sitting around him searched for the ring for about a minute. Eventually, they found it on the cuff of Terwilliger's pants.
After they found the ring, she did say yes.
That is my absolute proposal nightmare. Just ring gone.
My brother proposed to his fiance on a bridge with a waterfall under it, and he said that he was having nightmares of popping it open and it just falling into the water.
Would you be my there?
Oh, no, never mind.
And that's all we have for Citrus TV News Live at 6. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Citrus TV and like us on Facebook. I'm Nick Papantonis.
And I'm Meghan Mistry. Have a good night, Syracuse.